Welcome to On the Volley, or as we like to be known, OTV, where we talk about all things football. Now, we're here today specifically to discuss the England against Scotland game, on Friday. But before we get to that, what we'd like to do is speak to a Scottish supporter and get his intake, his summary, his opinion on what went wrong. My name is Shah, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Matthew.
Hello, I'm Michael, the token Scotsman.
So, Mike,
Yes.
what went wrong?
What went wrong is what always went wrong. We got a bit carried away. I couldn't help but think of Argentina 1978. We were on the march with Ali's army, with the best team in the world. I mean, it wasn't quite that bad. We weren't like we're going to win. We're
Got a pretty good team then, though, didn't you? That's the thing.
No, we had a great team, but so this year, the problem isn't that we got carried away. The problem is that I don't know if Steve Clarke got a bit nervous, if or the team got a bit nervous, but look, I think we got it wrong. Quite simply, our best players are all in midfield. They're all midfielders. We've got John McGinn, we've got Scott McTominay. Sure, Armstrong, I know some people question his inclusion, he's still a good player. Steve O'Donnell, I would question why he was in the team. But regardless, our best players are all in midfield. What do? We take our defenders and they lump the ball long to Lyndon Dykes, who is an average player. I don't know whether the plan was to get it to him, hold the ball up, and he knocks to the midfield, or whether they just panicked. But frankly, it just didn't work.
It's always a temptation when you've got a big guy up front, though, isn't it? Too?
No, exactly.
If you're a bit nervous in defence, and it's like that's a good route out. Let's just knock it up there.
Sure,
but as you say, he didn't stick to it.
No, he didn't, because a big guy still has to be smart. A big guy still has to know if you're playing with your back to goal, you stop it, you use your strength, you control it, and then you pause and you wait, and then that gives enough time for the midfield to come on. It didn't happen, and then, obviously what happened with the first goal, fair enough, it was a great goal, and the second goal was a wonderful goal as well, but we gave him the opportunity.
What was the keeper doing so far?
I thought he was Edison, that's what he was.
Yeah, well, maybe. But look, he just didn't expect it. He shouldn't have been that far off his line.
I mean, it was a lucky ricochet that got it to him.
Well,
not to take away from the finish.
No, of course.
But he got a massive look at the ball there.
No, look, full disclosure, I'm a Celtic fan. Jack Hendry, the defender who took that shot, was a Celtic player. And he is part of the kind of substandard defence that we have. He went out on loan, can't remember, I think he went to Belgium. Yeah, he went to Belgium. And so he scored a goal in the game, the friendly against the Netherlands. But then he's trying to shoot from halfway through. He's got balls to play. He's got
a lot of men in between.
Much better options. He tries to take a shot, it ricochets out, and nobody is going to expect someone to score that goal, but it happens, So look, it's typical Scotland. We have a good team, and we
had chances in the game as well. Though. That's
we had chances. We had chances.
Clear-cut ones as well, not just half chances. Real. One-on-one keeper sort of thing.
We hit the bar, and so let's be very clear. I think Clarke's mistakes were okay. So he was hampered by Kieran Tierney being injured, but Kieran Tierney's always injured. Frankly, as much as I love him, he's a fantastic player.
He's an Arsenal player. I know.
He's always injured, and he's a great player. But you cannot base. And Clarke said afterwards, a lot of what we prepared for was based on Kieran Tierney. I'm sorry, you cannot base your entire game plan on your most injury-prone player, whether or not he's your best player.
No, I agree.
So that was one thing. O'Donnell was another mistake. You've got Forrest, you get Ryan Fraser, you've got Callum McGregor, who are much better players. You've got Adams up front.
He's
a much better player.
He is a quality player.
And you saw that in the second half.
I know a lot of English people don't watch outside of the Premier League, unless you're obviously a fan of club outside of the league. And so we don't know that much about some of these players. Che Adams, we do know a bit about.
No, we do know about Che Adams. He's a quality player.
And I would say as well that I think Steve Clarke is a bit risk averse, because his entire career has been about well, I mean, with Kilmarnock, managing a small club, being an underdog, don't take risks. So he's got Billy Gilmore, who is an outstanding. He's a young player, but he's an outstanding player. You've got Nathan Patterson, and again, I'm a bit biased because I'm related to him. But you've got these players who are young, they're 18, 19, 20, but they're frankly better than a lot of the players we've got available.
Get him on.
You've got to take a chance.
He's not had a lot of game time, has he? That's the problem.
No,
Since
but-
Lampard left, he was pretty much frozen out completely.
No, I know, but like Gilmore has bossed games. Nobody in that. I mean, again, maybe our midfield was again best players, embarrassment of riches, but. I think it'll be interesting to see what he does for England.
Do you think that the problem then, from what I might understand, okay, of your summary, okay, your analysis of the game, I would summarise from that the problem is Steve Clarke.
No, look, so I don't want to seem unfair. Steve Clarke is a good boss. I think what Steve Clarke did, so we played the Netherlands in the warm-up, and I know it was a friendly, we played really well. It just seemed that when that team selection came out, a lot of people questioned it. I think he just got nervous. I think it's that simple. I think we talked about this earlier about Guardiola for the Champions League final. You stick with the team that works. You don't think, oh my God, I need to change it because of this, that, and the other. If you've got a team that's done well, you stick with that team. And he started to mess around, and like.
There is a bit of horses more with Scotland, because Scotland are obviously, they've got to adapt to their opposition a little bit. Maybe than City do have them throughout the year.
Yeah, or you play to your strengths.
Let's go to the main and most important question, okay, whether or not we think Scotland are going to get through the group. Now, I will say that we did a podcast on this, okay, right? And
We know our predictions, don't we? We remember those, don't we? So?
you said that Scotland will get through the group, if I remember rightly, yeah?
I think Keeper said that.
Oh, you didn't? You said no?
I said I think Wales will get through.
Yeah, that's right, and Scotland...
Unfortunately, Scotland will probably get 2 draws.
Yeah, that's right. So Keeper said that he thinks Scotland will get through. I said, unfortunately, as much as I love Scotland, and I've got loads of Scottish friends, you being one of them, I just don't think they'll do it. I can't see them doing it. So after the first game, what do you think?
Well, look, I mean, England and Croatia are better teams than we are. However, the Czech Republic were also, and this is what people forgot, the Czech Republic, I think, are generally a better team than Scotland, Everyone was like, we're going to beat the Czech Republic, we're better.
It's a tough
We're
group.
not.
It's a really tough group.
It's a tough group. However, look, it's not over. England did not set the hell on fire against Croatia.
No, they pulled
Croatia
out
did not look amazing.
They were pretty insipid. Really.
They haven't decided on the best formation.
Yeah.
And I
can't even get Harry Kane involved.
No, exactly. This
So,
is
one of your best players, if not your
this
best
is your
player.
fundamental problem.
You can't get me involved.
This is England's fundamental problem. Why is Harry Kane not the focal point of that team? Up front, he's the man who makes he's the best player.
Theoretically, he is. Theoretically, he is. Okay. The question that we put is, why didn't we put Grealish on there?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
And that was a question which a lot of people asked. Now, I've seen some of the pundits that have turned around and said Gareth Southgate got it right. Personally, I don't think he got it right. But, we've got to win. We've got to win.
Defensively. You've got it right defensively in a way, because he obviously we restricted Croatia to probably one real decent chance, a few half chances. I mean, defensively he's done all right. But the reason why we don't get Kane involved is because, and I've said this right way through, is Southgate doesn't want to. He has not got the competency to work with those attacking players to involve Harry Kane. And that is going to be his downfall in this Euros.
Well, I think you're right there. I think, like, at the moment, like, England are winning in this group. They're definitely winning this group, yeah? But who have they got next? Potentially Portugal, Germany.
France.
I mean, my
hopefully,
God.
I don't know. I've not really scored in there before, so
They've got to get it right. They've got to get it right. He's got to find his best formation. He's got to find a way to get Harry Kane involved. He's got to bring in Grealish. He's got to get his best players. Again, it's simple. Get your best players on the pitch in their best formations. And you're right. They got it right defensively, but England are going to have to score goals. I'm sorry.
He did that essentially picking 2 defensive midfielders, but in all fairness, Phillips did play quite an advanced role, so
Phillips was
he
excellent.
kind of played a
Man of the match.
4-3-3. Phillips, outstanding, without a doubt, the man of the match.
He really played
and somehow
4-2-3-1.
gave it to Sterling. I don't know how.
I think he played a 4-2-3-1 though, not 4-3-3.
That's how it
Your
looks
favourite
on
formation,
paper.
Sharky?
That's how it looks on paper, but then actually, if you look how advanced Phillips was, it looked like he was playing kind of on the right.
Yeah.
Three, you know. It's, and you know, it worked. It worked in stifling Modric, which is obviously the key.
That's the most important thing. Yeah.
With Croatia, and obviously that's Scotland's chance against them as well in a way. That where Modric plays, you've got your best players. You know, it's that's the
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, look. So from my point of view, I would be delighted with a point against England. I would, because England are a much better team. Look, player for player, they're better. They are better.
Yeah.
But I think where our chance lies is at South. Again, we talked about Southgate doesn't know his best formation. Scotland, if Steve Clarke sticks with his best formation, the formation he's drilled, if Tierney comes back, if he gets Adams up front, Scotland have got a chance of nicking a point or even a win potentially.
Yeah.
It's not.
anything can happen in one game. Can't
Anything can happen. But England have got to and if we're talking about England have got to get it right in the next two games if they're looking to go on and win this tournament.
So
They're going to start scoring goals.
Exactly.
The danger against Scotland is we don't score, and then Scotland can nick it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I would say.
I don't see that.
If we're going to score goals, we've got to get Harry Kane involved.
Absolutely. They've got to get the ball to Harry Kane. I completely agree. That's one of the things I said in the last podcast. Harry Kane did not have one chance.
Well, stats were terrible, like in terms of passes completed and everything.
Yeah, but he didn't have an opportunity.
It's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault.
He's been crowded out. He's got like 3 defenders around him at some points because basically the ball that's coming into him is kind of like really just a pump. Let's give it to Kane, see what happens. There's actually no real sort of like craft in getting him into the game.
Look, you've got Bukayo Saka, who has had loads of assists this season, yeah? You've got Grealish, okay? They put on Sterling. With no disrespect, Sterling scored the goal. I don't think he had a great game. I thought he had 2 opportunities, okay, right, where he could have taken a shot, he didn't. Okay, Phil Foden I thought had a decent game. He hit the post.
Yeah, it was a great shot.
So, that was worth a goal.
Yeah.
Okay, but apart from that, really, what did we do?
Yeah, I mean, Foden's playing on the wrong side for me as well. He's much more adapted playing on the left hand side. But I must say about Sterling's goal, that's a typical Sterling goal. Makes that run in from the left, cuts across, and then the player's got to track right across with him, and he's found the space. Because he's played himself on side, he's run the line. So atypical Sterling goal. But
that goal was all Calvin Phillips. That goal was all Calvin Phillips. If you look at it, it was all Calvin Phillips.
Sterling made the run to get there to put it in.
I completely agree. No, I do.
What's it calling me? It's the Sheffield penalty, the Yorkshire penalty. Somebody was telling me that's what they call Calvin Phillips, No, but look, I think, and I read, I can't remember when I saw it, but it was a great point where there's a point in the game where Harry Kane's dropping deep to get the ball, and he's looking to pass to Harry Kane, and he realises that Harry Kane's not there because he's here on the ball, and that's England's fundamental problem. Harry Kane shouldn't be the one who's dropping deep to get the ball.
I mean, he does a lot of that top
he
as
does,
well.
but he's also
He is now becoming like that link player
rather
than the number 9.
Yeah, but there's nobody of his quality to get on the end of it as well, and that's your problem. Again, I mean, a lot of teams talk about this. You need 2 or 3 Harry Kanes up front, and England just don't have that at the moment.
No, but we do have, midfielders that can score goals. We've got Saka can score. We've got Jude Bellingham can score. Jadon Sancho can score goals. Okay, we have Mason Mount can score goals. Okay, Phil Foden can score goals. Yeah, we have attacking midfielders. We have players. We have an array of talent.
You suggested we just use Kane as a decoy.
No.
He's really taking a lot of his game away from him.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying we have an array of talent. Okay, right. So we can, play really, really, really well. Yeah. Now, the way I see it. Now, sorry about that. We're in the middle of Rome. Okay, and unfortunately we do get interrupted once in a while. Anyway, so. Personally, I think we should cut to the chase now. Okay, the 2 questions. Okay, because I can't remember the answer. Okay, 1, will you get out of the group? 2, What do you think the England-Scotland score will be?
Okay, will we get out of the group? Like, Scotland,
No pressure.
what we will do in typical Scotland fashion, I mean, we've already referenced 1978, we will lose to the worst team in the group. We will, beat the best team in the group, which might be England, and then we'll get a draw, and then we'll go out. However, okay.
You can't do that this time.
I'm
really.
going to, exactly.
Four points.
No, you're right.
I'm
I'm going to prevaricate actually here, because if Scotland do not get out of this group, when it's the best chance they've ever had, because the 4 of their third place teams get out. I'm sorry, that's just it's the best chance we'll ever have.
Yeah.
Unless they keep this format on.
And if they don't, are you going to start supporting England?
I always support England.
There's a character very famous here in Italy, whose nose grows every time he tells a porky.
No, I'll be honest with you. Like when I was younger, no. And now, honestly, since I moved abroad 20 years ago, the more you go abroad and you kind of you realise that being British is a very common thing. You have all the same cultural touchstones. You relate to all these people. So now I do support England, unless they're playing Scotland. So
Obviously.
Let me get back to the question: will Scotland get out of the group? I don't think so. No would be my answer. I'd be pleasantly surprised if they did.
It's a shame because you say it's the best chance you've got, really.
Yeah, I think it's the best chance we've got.
Yeah.
I think the best chance we have is to beat Croatia. I think, look,
Opportunity there, though.
my answer is no. What I'm going to say for Friday, I'm going to say 1-0.
Okay. What about you, Matt?
Right, well, I mean, I predicted Scotland would get 2 draws.
And they wouldn't get out of the group.
And they wouldn't get out of the group, but I think that one of those draws I was predicting was really against Czech Republic. I just think England will edge it against Scotland, just because they have got such attacking talent and probably ping Scotland back for long periods of time. Scotland, if it stays close and 50, 60 minutes, start time maybe, I don't know.
But you got to remember, it was 2 each the last time we played, no?
Yeah.
With a worse Scotland team.
That's a bit. I mean, with Scotland, they'll play until the hearts are coming out of their chest. It's kind of. But that's the way they play against England, without a doubt. And yeah, so I mean, they've got a chance. They've got a chance. But I think England will get it, and I think it'll be 2-0. And I think it'll defy the fact that it's that big rivalry. I think it'll just be kind of peter out into a boring game eventually.
I hope just, if we lose, I just hope we just clobber someone, and that kind of old Scottish fashion, 2-footed challenge, put somebody up in the air, ruin England's chances for the rest of the tournament.
I mean, if we start doing that,
that's all
if we start doing that, and the referee says, well, it's England, Scotland. Scotland have definitely got a chance, because the England players aren't used to that.
They're not.
I mean, we've seen it with them. There's no crowds in the grounds. How much they scream when they get kicked in the Premier League. I mean, if you did that in Scotland, I'm sure you'd.
What we need is a
you lose a bit of respect, really, wouldn't you?
No, I remember. It's funny. I remember the first game I ever played in it was the Paisley Sunday League. I was 18 years old. I came on as a sub, and I went out in the wing and I skinned this guy. I kind of knocked the ball around him when I turned, and he just came to me, and I literally somersaulted and landed in my face, and I was dazed on the grass, and I kind of looked up at him, and he said to me, "Welcome to the Sunday League, son."
That's Sunday football anyway.
That's Scotland. That's Scotland.
That was England as well. They played Sunday League.
You tried to shirt this question here.
No.
As always, it's me who has to come and ask you.
No. I was waiting for you to finish. Okay, right now I've already predicted that Scotland will get out the group phase. I'd love them to. Okay, I really would. Okay, because although I'm English, I'm an England supporter, I'm British. Okay, so I want all the home nation teams to do well. I just don't see it though. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
And I think England will beat Scotland 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah. Okay.
Scotland score first, that'd be interesting then.
A toe Dave Neely style toe poke, and then
It wouldn't change the result. Anyway, I think it's time to wrap it up. Okay, I'd like to
we haven't talked about Wales yet, though.
No, because we're not talking about Wales now. We have a Scottish question. Wales is the next segment. Okay, so
all right.
What I'd like to do, okay, right, is thank everyone that's watching this segment. Okay, please remember to Put your comments underneath and please subscribe, okay? And we'd like to thank our hosts. We're outside the Finnegan's Irish Pub on Salita di Borgia. Thank you very much from me, Shah. Have a good Euro.
Thanks for watching.